Hello everyone, I am Nupur Saxena and today we will be discussing about cost audit. So the presentation will be followed in the following sequence. First we'll be discussing about the meaning, followed by objective of cost audit. Then we'll discuss about its importance for management, shareholder, government and others. Then we'll tell you about the provision under Companies Act 2013. Then cost audit report, and finally about the relationship of financial audit and cost audit. As per the Institute of Cost and Work Accountant of India, it defines cost audit as a system of audit introduced by the Government of India for the review, examination and appraisal of the cost accounting record and attendant information required to be maintained by specified industries. According to CIMA London, cost audit is the verification of the correctness of cost account and of adherence to the cost accounting plan. Thus, cost audit comprises of first, the verification of cost accounting records such as the accuracy of the cost account, cost report, cost statement, cost data, costing technique, and secondly, examining these records to ensure that they adhere to the cost accounting plans, procedures and objective. So basically, whether you have done the cost accounting procedure correctly or not, whether the techniques that you are following are right or not, and whether the cost that you have calculated or recorded are correct or not, all these things are to be done or covered under cost audit. So, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has issued mandatory cost audit order on companies engaged in bulk drugs, fertilization, sugar, telecommunication, industrial alcohol and electricity and petroleum, and if in immediate previous year aggregate value of net worth exceed the specified limit, then it is mandatory for these companies to conduct a cost audit. The cost auditor has to judge whether the planned expenditure is designed to give optimum result, whether the size and channel of expenditure were designed to produce best result, and whether the return from expenditure on capital as well as current operations could be improved by some other alternative plan of action or not. So from the definition, following objectives can be derived. First, the basic objective of cost audit is verification of cost account, so that it can be ascertained that whether they have been properly maintained or not, and they are maintained according to the principles of costing employed in the industry concerned or not. Secondly, to detect and prevent fraud and error. Then we can say verification of cost of each cost unit and cost center to ensure that these have been properly ascertained or not. Then assisting management to fix the prices of the goods and services. As you all know that for the fixation of price, cost is very important element. So cost plus profit gives us the price of the product. So in fixation of the price of the product, cost is important. To identify wastage in the use of material and time, to review costing system installed by management, and to advise management on any other important matter as can be discussed. Okay, so now talking about some social objective. So first social objective that is served by cost audit is it ensure optimum utilization of resources by preventing wastage or misuse of resources. So cost auditor gives you advice regarding how you can reduce your wastage and can also control or reduce your cost. Second is determination of fair prices, as we have already discussed. Third is protecting the interest of various parties such as government. Now government will be entrusted for settlement of tax liability, and also the shareholders, they will be entrusted for optimum use of resources, which will ultimately lead to their capital appreciation. Now the importance of cost audit for management is first, determination and allocation of cost of product. Secondly, it helps to identify wastage, inconsistency and irregularity in production, and thus corrective actions can be taken by the management. It also ensures that the cost account have been maintained in accordance with the principle of costing employed in the industry concerned. Next, it serves as a basis for making important decisions such as discounting a particular product or make or buy an input, etc. So when the company needs to decide or the management needs to decide whether to purchase a product from outside vendor or it can make the product in-house, so this decision will depend upon the cost of the product. So for example, if cost of making is less than cost of purchasing the same thing from outside, then definitely the management will go for making the product. So all these decisions will be based upon the cost of the product. And lastly, it helps in proper valuation of inventory also. Now talking about the importance of cost audit for shareholder. Firstly, it serves as a measure to determine the managerial efficiency or otherwise, and secondly, it serves as a tool to know whether resources are being properly utilized. Optimum utilization of resources would lead to wealth appreciation. Now, its importance for the government is, first, it provides reliable data to the government for deciding whether to offer any subsidy or extend tariff protection to a particular industry or not. Secondly, it also helps to tax the price of commodity under a scheme of price control. It helps to curb profiteering in case of scarce goods, and also it serves as a basis to charge tax on the cost of the finished goods. Now, some of the other importances: first, it facilitates settlement of any industrial dispute which may arise. Secondly, it also ensures that consumer gets the product at fair prices. And lastly, it helps the association of various industry to compile standard cost against which individual firms may compare their actual cost figure. Now, all these were importance. So we have discussed its importance for the management, then for the shareholders, then for the government, and finally for others. Now we'll talk about provision under Company Act. So section 148 of the Companies Act 2013 contained provision with regard to cost audit. So first is central government to specify audit of item of cost in respect of certain companies. The central government may by order in respect of such class of companies engaged in the production of such good or providing such services as may be prescribed, direct that particulars relating to the utilization of material or labor or to other item of cost as may be prescribed shall also be included in the books of account kept by the class of companies. So, provided that the central government shall, before issuing such order in respect of any class of companies regulated under a special act, consult the regulatory body constituted or established under such special act. So, first thing which is clear from this point is, it is the central government which needs to give permission or which specify which all class of company needs to conduct this cost audit. Now, cost auditor shall be appointed by the board, whereas remuneration of cost auditor shall be decided by the audit committee, if any, or by the board of director, and shall be ratified subsequently by the shareholders. So, who can be appointed as cost auditor is? Cost audit shall be done by a cost accountant in practice, that is a person having certificate of practice issued by Institute of Cost Accountant of India or by a firm of cost accountants appointed as a cost auditor. Now, talking about the qualification, disqualification, rights and duties of cost auditor. So, it is exactly same as we have discussed of statutory auditor under section 130. It is the duty of the cost auditor to comply with cost auditing standards and to submit his report to board of director. Now, cost auditing standards are the standard issued by Institute of Cost Accountant of India. Statutory auditor of a limited company cannot be appointed. Please pay attention. Statutory auditor of a limited company cannot be appointed as its cost auditor. So, cost auditor is different. Now, what is the duty of the company in this regard? So, first is the board of directors shall furnish the report with the central government within 30 days of the receipt of the report of cost audit. After receiving the cost audit report, company shall also furnish full information and explanation on every reservation or qualification to the central government within 30 days of the receipt of cost audit report. And if central government require any other information, then it is also the duty of the company to furnish such information within the given time. Okay. Now, talking about the penal provision in case of contravention by company. So, the company shall be punishable with a fine which shall not be less than 2,50,000, which shall not be less than 25,000, but which may extend to rupees 5 lakh. And every officer of the company who is in default shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year, or fine which shall not be less than 10,000 but which may extend to 1 lakh or with both. So, please remember the penal provision for the company is from 25,000 to 5 lakh, and for every officer of the company who is in default, the fine will vary from 10,000 to rupees 1 lakh, as well as an imprisonment of 1 year. Okay. Now he shall be punishable with a fine which shall not be less than 25,000 but which may extend to 5 lakh. However, if the auditor has contravened such provision willfully with the intention to deceive the company or its shareholder or creditor or tax authority or anybody, then he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year and with fine which shall not be less than 1 lakh but which may extend to 25 lakh. So these are the penal provisions for the cost auditor. So if cost auditor is at default without knowing it, I mean he is not willful in doing that default, then in that case he will be punishable with a fine which will vary from 25,000 to 5 lakh. And if he did that fraud intentionally, then in that case the fine will vary from 1 lakh to 25 lakh. Now the cost audit report. The rules regarding cost audit report are prescribed by Cost Audit Report Rules 2014. First is, company to which these rules apply would have to appoint auditor within 180 days, which is about 6 months of the commencement of a financial year. The company shall inform the cost auditor of his appointment, and the same should also be informed to the central government within 30 days of making the appointment by the board. Now, every cost auditor appointed as such shall continue in such capacity till the expiry of 180 days from the closure of financial year, or till he submits the cost audit report for the financial year for which he has been appointed. The cost audit report has to report on certain matters in the audit report. Now, what are these matters that will be covered in cost audit report? First is whether he has obtained all the information and explanations necessary for the purpose of audit. Then, whether proper cost accounting record as per section 148 of the Companies Act 2013 have been kept, whether proper return adequate for the purpose of cost audit has been received from the branches not visited by him, whether books and records give the information required by the Companies Act in the manner so required, whether, in my opinion, that is the auditor opinion, the company has an adequate system of internal audit which commensurate with size and nature of the business of the company, and finally, whether, in the opinion of the auditor, the information statement in the annexure to the audit report gives a true or fair view or not. So all these things needs to be mentioned in the cost audit report by the auditor. The report should be sent to the central government and to the company within 180 days from the end of company's financial year to which the cost audit report relate. Next thing is, the cost auditor shall give clarification, if any, required by the central government on the cost audit report within 30 days of the receipt of the communication in this behalf. Then if the cost auditor qualifies his report, he should indicate the extent to which he has qualified the report and the reason thereof. And finally, the auditor has to forward a copy of the cost audit report to the company. So the company shall, within 30 days from the date of receipt of a copy of the report, furnish the central government with full information and explanation on every reservation or qualification contained in such a report. Now the last thing is, we'll be discussing about the relationship between cost audit and financial audit, that is the difference. So first is, let's discuss about the statutory status of financial audit and cost audit. Now financial audit is made mandatory for all limited companies by the Companies Act 2013, but cost audit is not compulsory except in certain cases of limited company. Now talking about the object, the financial audit is done to report on the financial data consisting of statement of balance sheet and P&L to ensure that they provide true and fair view of the business. But the main objective of cost audit is to ascertain whether the cost account present true and fair view of the cost of production of the good that is dealt in by the company. Now the appointment of auditor. So financial auditor is appointed by shareholder in the general meeting, and in some cases by the board of director or the comptroller and auditor general of India. But cost auditor is appointed by the board of director with prior approval of central government. Now talking about the regularity, so financial audit is mandatory to be conducted every year. Regularity, sorry. So financial audit is mandatory to be conducted every year, and the cost audit is conducted in a year in which audit is required by the central government, and it continues till further information from the government. Now verification of stock. So financial auditor has to check or examine carefully and in detail the exact value of closing stock for the purpose of balance sheet. If cost audit, in case of cost audit, the auditor has to see whether there is sufficient stock maintaining in order to fulfill the needs of the business concern. Financial audit involves collection and evaluation of evidence to substantiate the transaction recorded in the books of account. But cost audit aims at determining the propriety and efficiency of the business transaction. And lastly, talking about the submission of report. So finance auditors submit the report in annual general meeting, which is organized by the shareholders, while cost auditors submit the report to the board of director, and a copy is sent to the central government by the board of director. So with this we have come to an end of cost audit. Happy learning.